Hello, Colts Nation. What's up, No Horsing family? Welcome back to an episode of the No Horsing Around podcast. As always, I am one of two dudes talking Colts. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Burton. And on today's episode, we continue the series that we just started in regards to training camp player spotlights. Said it in the last episode, said it again in this one. If we're covering a player that you want, drop the comments in. If we haven't yet, please drop the player you want us to discuss in the comments. Myself and Zach will be doing a ton of these. We're partially doing these all at once right now because we were off today. So there was nothing to talk about. So we're going to kind of catch up on the first week of training camp. But before we get into who this player is, please, you guys, as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, ding the bell. Make sure you don't miss it because we are getting closer to the season, which means we are getting closer to more content from us and getting closer to sweepstakes, ticket giveaways, things like the hats we've given away before. We've given away tons of tickets before, but we're coming up on that, so you don't want to miss it. So who's the player this time is what you're asking me, Stephen. Who is it? It is Nyheim Hines, the Swiss Army knife of the Indianapolis Colts. How has he looked so far in training camp? He has looked like the weapon that we thought we were going to get last season, right? I mean, everyone thought we were going to use Nyheim Hines in a different way last season. He had been trending upwards. I mean, you're talking career high in rushing in 2020 with 380 yards, career high in receiving, 482 yards, 4 touchdowns, and then just this massive dip, 310 yards, 1 touchdown, 276-yard rushing. He took a dip, and I mean, I'm not going to square the blame just on Carson Wentz, but it's Wentz. It was Reich. It was Brady. It's probably some of the fact that it was, Hines himself, maybe Taylor because he didn't get as many touches. I don't know, but we've got a new quarterback in Indy. We've got Matt Ryan here, and we all know Matt Ryan loves to play with his running backs. Look at when he was doing his best in Atlanta. He had Devontae Freeman. He had Tevin Coleman, and he went to a Super Bowl. He won an MVP, and he utilized them in huge ways. And for those who are questioning if that's going to happen, already this week in training camp, we've seen him catching a ton of balls on swing passes out of the backfield. And we finally saw a package that we've all kind of like been drooling about a little bit, and that's having him and Taylor on the field at the same time. Just defensive coordinators' heads all over the NFL exploding when that happens. So I think he's done an amazing job so far in showing his ability, right? He got the new contract. He looks great. He looks to be finding his role. I don't foresee him in the slot as much as others do, but they're showing they're showing that they want to get him the ball, which they did last year. But now Matt Ryan is showing the need to get him the ball so far in training camp. I think he's looked great. I think he's looked like what we want him to look like and what we want to utilize him as. We don't want Nyheim Hines to be a between the tackles running back. We want Nyheim Hines to be kind of that smash and dash, right? But I mean, Taylor does both, but you can utilize him as the change of pace. He can run outside the tackles. You can really, really utilize him in the passing game. Let's not forget in 2020 just the amazing catches that he made from Phillip Rivers, specifically in the Detroit Lions game. If you don't know, go look it up. So, I mean, I think he's on pace. I think he's doing well. I think he is definitely a player that we wanted to spotlight so far. And I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Is he showing what we think he's capable of showing so far in training camp? Is he hinting at what we want him to be, right? So, and as always, you guys, please make sure that you're liking, sharing, subscribing, dinging the bell on these videos. Comment, okay? That's the big thing. If you want to comment about Nyheim, drop that in. Like I said in the last video and in the beginning of this one, if you have a specific player you want myself and Zach to talk about, drop that in the comments. You guys know that we're always watching the comment sections and we're responding and we're interacting with you guys. We're always kind of checking in. We always want to make sure that we're covering topics that you guys want us to cover. So, I always end these things the same way that I always do. I love you. Go Zach.